playlist I'm starting, and it is a suggestion of a friend of mine who said, "Write your story like a common man, like anybody." So this is story of my life, and everybody should write one. Story of my life, and everybody should write one. And I'll make it a short snippets from childhood, and whatever I remember and recall, I'll be able to narrate it. So I was born in Bhilai, but I don't remember anything about Bhilai. It is in Madhya Pradesh. And when I was 2 years old, 1965, I was born, 1967, we came over to Bokaro Steel City, Bihar. And there, I don't remember strangely anything about my childhood, really, strangely. Except that in, I think, LKG, I remember Ram Mandir, Ram Mandir school or something, where one playground I remember. That's all, just one playground. Suddenly, from third standard, few memories, and fourth standard is completely clear. So, something like 8 years, there has been a kind of blank for some reason. I don't know. And I remember a few scenes. Like once my mom was giving me bath, and I was crying, and my dad got so angry he came and kicked me. I remember that. And my dad never actually kicks, never touch. But that moment, I don't know, he was very angry. I think after that, when dad never had, I don't remember ever his. But I always had this fear in my house of his. When he used to come, it used to feel as if my house is made of water, and some disturbing presence has come. Yet he never was negative toward me. He was never. So there must have been something which made me afraid of my dad, afraid of people also a bit, I think. Then from fourth standard, I remember my fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. I remember that many scenes. Main thing I remember is in the classes we used to have all these subjects we used to have, teachers we used to have. There was one teacher who was very lenient, and we used to make a lot of noise in that class. Uh, she used to teach, I think, maths. And then there was Mr. Nunes. I think he was in seventh. He used to be so strict. He used to scare us. Just to be very scary. And then I remember biology was very tough for me, and I used to be sent out. I remember the morning assembly. We used to stand in the assembly, and sometimes we used to escape the assembly and look at the birds. I remember the sports where we played volleyball and throw ball and cricket in the evenings, and there was basketball a little bit, and hockey. Every game I played in my childhood, and we used to have games period in the evening, and we used to play games in the evening. Then I used to go back to my house walking. So I remember that walking part very well. I remember I used to walk slowly. We used to walk. First one person is to five of us used to walk, and one person is to go to his house. Then slowly we used to go towards at the end of a long road, then turn, and then the lake used to come. We used to cross that, and finally it was me to my home. So it was a long 4 kilometers, 3 to 4 kilometers walking we used to do every day. That must have been very good. As soon as I used to come home, I used to throw the bag and I used to go for games again, playing again. And around 6:30, while it was almost getting dark, I used to come back. We used to just play cricket or just get running around, the usual stuff, badminton. And I remember in the evenings, things used to fly on the head, used to run, and the things used to fly behind. There were such things, and and those boys were not of the same economic this thing. They were, uh, but that brought me into a feeling of equality. I think so. I never had this feeling of, and some of my friends tell me, why are you playing with those guys? And I remember I didn't care. I used to also remember that I used to buy comics. That is one more memory. Comics. I used to do the bed, and my mom used to give me money if I do the bed, and I used to make the bed neat and clean, and she used to give me money as to run. I think it was very cheap, 5 paise or something, 10 paise. At that time, the economics was like that. I'll check it. And I used to read, and by the time I used to come home, I used to finish the reading. Then we used to have a Ram temple. We used to have a lot of folk dances there. We used to go for Chinmayananda talks, and he had this baritone voice, and there's a feel to his voice. And I had aunts and uncles around me. Left hand side was Bengali, then Marathi was there, Gujarati was there, and there was Telugu people also. And I remember more than my mom, I was close to a Brahmin family. We used to call them Brahman Amma actually, and I used to be close to their family. I used to get the security there. It almost is as if I used to go around for moms, and everybody used to love me and all that. So I was like that, the typical guy who is loved by everybody. Yet I was actually very naughty in my own silent way. I was not conformist. Now when I look back, I realize. So this is the first part. Next part is the next.